Hi, my name is Shinko. Welcome to my channel. We have been reading The Warriors Into the Wild by Erin Hunter. We're finishing up chapter 12 and doing 13. And we left off right at the meeting. So do you think that Broken Star is talking about Yellowfang? Do you think ThunderClan kids are in trouble? Or anyone's kids are in trouble? What about WindClan? What do you think of the deal from ShadowClan? They drove out WindClan. So it's not above them to think they would truly drive out the others, is it? Let's start. Firepaw knew from the nervous growl that rumbled in the throats of the ThunderClan cats that they, too, had thought of Yellowfang. The bold she-cat had done nothing to endear herself to her reluctant hosts. Firepaw guessed it wouldn't take much to drum up hatred against her. Even the words of a despised enemy like Broken Star would be enough. The ShadowClan warriors began to push their way out of the throng of cats. Broken Star leaped down from the rock, and his warriors immediately surrounded him and escorted him away from Four Trees, back into ShadowClan territory. The remaining ShadowClan cats followed quickly behind, including the undersized tabby Lionheart had questioned earlier. But among the other ShadowClan apprentices, the tabby no longer looked unusually small. They all looked tiny and undernourished, more like kits of 3 or 4 moons, rather than full-fledged apprentices of 6 moons. What do you think of all that? Greypaw meowed in a low voice. Ravenpaw bounded over to Firepaw, could reply. What's going to happen now? He wailed, his fur fluffed up in alarm and his eyes wider than ever. Firepaw didn't answer. The elves of ThunderClan were gathering nearby, and he was straining to hear what they were saying. That must be Yellowfang he was talking about, growled Small Ear. Well, she did snap at Goldenflower's youngest kit the other day, murmured Speckletail darkly. She was the oldest nursery queen, and fiercely protective of all the kits. And we've left her behind with the camp virtually unguarded, wailed One Eye, who, for once, seemed to be having no trouble carrying everything at all. I tried to tell you she was a danger to us, hissed Darkstripe. Bluestar has to listen to reason now, and get rid of her before she harms any of our young. Tigerclaw strode up to the group. We must return to camp at once and deal with this rogue, he yelled. Firepaw didn't stop to hear more. His mind was spinning. Loyal as he was to his clan, he just couldn't believe that Yellowfang would be a danger to the kids. Frightened for the old she-cat, burning with questions only she could answer, he raced away from Greypaw and Ravenpaw without a word. He charged up the hillside and pelted through the forest. Had he been mistaken about Yellowfang? If he warned her about the danger she was in, would he be risking his own position in ThunderClan? Whatever trouble he got himself into, he had to find out the truth from her before the other cats got back to camp. Chapter 13. Firepaw reached the edge of the ravine and looked down at the camp. He was panting, and his paws were slippery with dew. He sniffed the air. He was alone. There was still time to speak to Yellowfang before the others returned from the gathering. Silently, he jumped down the rocky slope and slipped through the gorse tunnel unnoticed. The camp was still and quiet, apart from the muted snuffles of sleeping cats. Firepaw quickly crept around the edge of the clearing to Yellowfang's nest. The old medicine cat was curled on top of her mossy bedding. Yellowfang, he hissed urgently. Yellowfang, wake up! It's important! 2 orange eyes opened and glinted in the moonlight. I wasn't sleeping, meowed Yellowfang quietly. She sounded calm and alert. You came straight from the gathering to me. Then you must have heard. She blinked slowly and looked away. So Bluestar kept his promise. What promise? Firepaw felt very confused. Yellowfang seemed to know more than he did about what was going on. Shadow Clan's noble leader promised to drive me from every clan territory. Yellowfang replied dryly. What did he say about me? He warned us that our kits were in danger as long as we sheltered the Shadow Clan rogue. He didn't say your name, but ThunderClan guessed who he was talking about. You must leave before the others get back. You're in danger. You mean they believed, Broken Star? Yellowfang flattened her ears and swished her tail angrily. Yes! Firepaw meowed urgently. Darkstripe says you're dangerous. The other cats are scared of what you might do. Tiger Claw is planning to come back and... I don't know. I think you should go before they get here. In the distance, Firepaw could hear the yowls of angry cats. Yellowfang struggled stiffly to her paws. Firepaw gave her a nudge to help her up, his mind still spinning with questions. What did Bluestar mean when he warned us to keep a close eye on our kits? He couldn't stop himself from asking, would you really do something like that? Would I what? Would you harm our kits? Yellowfang flared her nostrils and looked steadily at him. Do you think so? Firepaw met her gaze without flinching. No, I don't believe you would ever harm a kit. But why would Bluestar say such a thing? The noise of the cats was coming nearer, and with it the sense of aggression and anger. Yellowfang looked wildly from side to side. Go, Firepaw urged. Her safety was more important than his curiosity. But Yellowfang remained where she was and stared at him. A calm look suddenly came into her eyes. Firepaw, you believe I'm innocent, and I'm grateful for that. If you believe me, then others might, and I know Bluestar will give me a fair hearing. I can't run forever. I'm too old. I shall stay here and face whatever your clan decides for me. She sighed and sank down onto her bony haunches. But what about Tiger Claw? What if he... He is headstrong, and he knows the power he has over the other clan cats. There are in all of them. But even he will obey Bluestar. Rustling in the undergrowth beyond the camp boundary told Firepaw the cats were almost at the entrance. Go away, Firepaw, hissed Yellowfang, baring her blackened teeth at him. Don't make trouble for yourself by being seen with me now. There is nothing you could do for me. Have faith in your leader, and let her decide what happens to me. Firepaw realized Yellowfang made up her mind. He touched his nose to her patchy fur, then crept silently away into the shadows to watch. Through the gorse came the cats, Bluestar first, accompanied by Lionheart, Frostfur, and Willowpet right behind them. Frostfur raced away from the troop immediately and ran towards the nursery, the fur on her tail bristling in alarm. Tiger Claw and Darkstripe strode into the clearing, shoulder to shoulder looking grim. The others followed behind with Ravenpaw and Greypaw at the rear. As soon as he saw his friends, Firepaw trotted out to join them. You went to warn Yellowfang, didn't you? Whispered Greypaw when Firepaw reached his side. Yes, I did, Firepaw admitted, but she won't leave. She trusts Bluestar to treat her fairly. Did anyone miss me? Only us, replied Ravenpaw. Around the camp, the cats who had stayed behind had begun to wake up. They must have sensed the aggression and heard the tension in the voices of the returning cats, for they all came running into the clearing, their tails held high. What happened? Called a tabby warrior named Running Wind. Bluestar has demanded hunting rights for Shadow Clan in our territory, replied Longtail loudly enough for all the cats to hear. And he warned us about a rogue cat who will harm our kits, added Willowpet. It must be Yellowfang. Meows of anger and distress rose from the crowd. Silence, ordered Bluestar, leaping under the high rock. Instinctively, the cat settled in front of her. A loud screech made every cat turn its head towards the fallen tree where the elder slept. Tiger Claw and Darkstripe were dragging Yellowfang roughly from her nest. She shrieked furiously as they hauled her into the clearing and dumped her in front of High Rock. Firepaw felt every muscle in his body tense. Without thinking, he dropped into a low crouch, ready to spring at Yellowfang's persecutors. Wait, Firepaw, growled Bluestar in his ear. Let Bluestar deal with this. What's going on? Demanded Bluestar, jumping down from the high rock and glaring at our warriors. I gave no order to attack our prisoner. Tigerclaw and Darkstripe instantly let go of Yellowfang, who crashed in the dust, hissing and spitting. Frostfur appeared from the nursery and pushed her way through to the front of the clan. We got back in time, she meowed with a gasp. The kids are safe. Of course they are, snapped Bluestar. Frostfur seemed taken aback. But you are going to throw Yellowfang out, aren't you? She meowed, her blue eyes wide. Throw her out? Spat Darkstripe, unleashing his claws. We should kill her now. Bluestar fixed her piercing blue eyes on Darkstripe's angry face. And what has she done? She asked, icy calm. Firepaw held his breath. You were at the gathering. Brokenstar said she... Darkstripe began. Brokenstar said only that there is a rogue somewhere in the woods, meowed Bluestar, her voice menacingly quiet. He did not mention Yellowfang by name. The kids are safe. For as long as she is in my clan, Yellowfang will not be harmed in any way. Bluestar's words were met with silence. Firepaw heaved a sigh of relief. Yellowfang looked up at Bluestar, narrowed her eyes respectfully. I will leave now if you wish it, Bluestar. There is no need, Bluestar replied. You have done nothing wrong. You will be safe here. The ThunderClan leader lifted her gaze to the crowd of cats that surrounded Yellowfang and meowed. It is time we discussed the real threat to our clan. Brokenstar. We have already begun to prepare for an attack by ShadowClan, Bluestar began. We'll carry on with those preparations and patrol our borders more frequently. WindClan has gone. RiverClan has given hunting rights to ShadowClan warriors. ThunderClan stands alone against Brokenstar. A murmur of defiance rippled through the cats, and Firepaw felt his fur prickle with anticipation. Then we are not going to agree to Brokenstar's demands, meowed Tigerclaw. Clans have never shared hunting rights before, Bluestar answered. They have always managed to support themselves in their own territories. There is no reason why this should change. Tigerclaw nodded approvingly. But can we defend ourselves against a ShadowClan attack? Asked Small-Ear's tremulous voice. WindClan didn't manage it. RiverClan won't even try. Bluestar met his old eyes with her steady gaze. We must try. We will not give up our territory without a fight. All around the clearing, Firepaw saw the cats nodding in agreement. I shall travel to the moonstone tomorrow, Bluestar announced. The warriors of StarClan will give me the strength I need to lead ThunderClan through this dark time. You must all get some rest. We have a lot to do when daylight comes. I wish to speak with Lionheart now. Without another word, she turned and strode into her den. Firepaw noticed the look of wonder that had entered the eyes of some of the cats when Bluestar had mentioned the moonstone. Now the clan cats hurriedly gathered in groups, yelling in hushed voices full of excitement. What's the moonstone? Firepaw asked Greypaw. It's a rock deep underground that shines in the dark, whispered Greypaw. His voice was hoarse with awe. All clan leaders have to spend one night at the moonstone when they are first chosen. There, the spirits of StarClan share with them. Share what with them? Greypaw frowned. I don't know, he admitted. I know only that the new leaders have to sleep near the stone, and as they sleep, they have special dreams. After that, they have the gift of 9 lives, and take the name Star. Firepaw watched Yellowfang limp back to her shadowy nest, and it looked like Tigerclaw's rough treatment had aggravated her old injury. As he trotted back to the apprentice's den, Firepaw decided to ask Spiderleaf for more poppy seeds in the morning. So what happened? Meowed Dustpaw, eagerly popping his head out of the den. He seemed to have forgotten how much he resented the new apprentice in his eagerness to hear about the gathering. It's like Longtail said. Brokenstar demanded hunting rights, Greypaw began. Sandpaw and Dustpaw sat and listened, but Firepaw was watching the camp. He could see the silhouettes of Bluestar and Lionheart sitting close together outside her den, talking urgently. Then he noticed a small shape of Ravenpaw at the entrance to the warrior's den. Tigerclaw stood beside him. Firepaw saw Ravenpaw's ears flatten as the young cat flinched away from Tigerclaw's fierce words. The dark warrior loomed over him twice his size, his eyes and teeth flashing in the moonlight. What was he saying to Ravenpaw? Firepaw was just about to creep near and listen. Ravenpaw backed away, turned, and ran from the clearing. I landed there. So, Broker Star is not going to get hunting rights in Thunderclan territory. But I want to ask you something. Why do you think Tigerclaw's so upset at Ravenpaw? I mean, Ravenpaw was just saying what happened, right? It was just a mix-up. Right? I mean, Ravenpaw was just mixed up about it being Redtail that killed Oakfur. And it wasn't Oakfur that killed Redtail. No, Tigerclaw killed Oakfur because Oakfur killed Redtail. Right? I hope you're having a good day today.